With the possible exception of Scooby-Doo, no one has spent more time investigating unexplained phenomena than our first guest. His new movie is called The Craft Legacy. You can see it on demand now. Please welcome David Duchovny. Hi, David.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Where are you, David?
I have to commend you on your dressing room. It's my apartment. It's wonderful. It's working out for me. I do miss the walk out to see you, though, and shaking hands, but another time, maybe.
It's a long walk, yeah. Well, do you mind if we send other guests there? Are you accepting visitors?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? As long as they've been, screened.
How's your election week going, David?
It's been interesting. I released a song, kind of an anti-Trump protest song, and
Right.
I think I turned maybe 2 or 3 votes.
Uh-huh.
I'm feeling pretty good about that. And I'm not surprised that Trump is now out there trying to overturn the results of this election, because if you recall in 2004 when he lost the Emmy to Jeff Probst, same thing. Demanding recounts and saying Probst is a loser, Probst doesn't deserve it, Probst is a socialist, and on and on. And so this is all just par for the course.
I like that angle. How did you vote? Did you vote by mail? Did you go vote yourself? What'd you do?
I voted illegally by mail.
Illegally?
I didn't know it was illegal. I was informed by our ex-president this afternoon. But my mother, who is 90 years old, an immigrant from Scotland, she voted for the first time. There she is in the rain.
Wow. There's your mom.
Rain. Meg Duchovny. Look at her.
I've never seen anyone happier to vote.
I know, and she's from Scotland. Never really followed politics, but she does not like this president, and the fact that he is half Scottish is a real thorn in her side, and she will be upset with me for bringing it up and reminding people.
Oh, really?
That Trump is half Scottish, because most of Scotland is really embarrassed of that as well.
Is that true? Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that is what particularly got in her craw. So how long has she been in the United States?
Oh, she's been here since the late 50s.
Oh, wow. So she's not voted. This is what motivated her to be part of the process.
Well, it really goes to show the extent to which Trump can get out the vote.
Yeah, sure. She owes him really, I mean, I guess we should thank him for that. That is something. Wow, she didn't vote for Kennedy or Reagan or Obama or any of these, and now she decides to get out there.
Yeah. Well, she was feeling it,
Wow. Was Scottish culture like a thing in your house? Did you guys eat the food and play the bagpipes and
we ate the food, but mostly we got the discipline.
Oh, really?
Good Scottish discipline. Because basically to be raised by a Scottish mother, and I love my mom, and she was a great school teacher on the Lower East Side of Manhattan for many, many years. But the Scottish philosophy is whatever is happening to you, you can't complain, you can't say anything unless, well, she would say, if I was complaining about something, she'd say, it's right better than a Stina in the lug. And
what does that mean?
Let me translate for those who don't speak Gaelic. That's it's right better than a stone behind the ear. So basically, to be raised by a Scottish woman is to know that unless somebody's hitting you over the head with a brick, that you probably shouldn't complain about it.
I like that. So that's good stock. So you said your mom was a teacher. Was she happy that you chose to do what you do, that you became an actor for television and movies?
The way you asked that question. Well, at first she was skeptical, I'd say. And nervous. The odds aren't good in showbiz, but I think she's come around. My father also was very kind of surprised, because I was kind of going into academia. And my father actually went through a quadruple bypass in the late 80s, and I went to visit him, and I was doing Twin Peaks at the time, and I played a cross-dressing drug enforcement agent. It was one of my first roles.
Right.
And I went to my dad's hospital room, and he was unconscious, but he had a yellow pad by his bed because he was intubated, couldn't speak. And he'd written like his desires or his wishes to people who were helping him. So he'd written, my feet are cold, I'm thirsty. My son plays a transvestite on TV.
In that order, I'm guessing. Yeah.
What I call a found poem.
David, I read a story about you, which is, it's not entirely about you, but it's partly about you. And it's I know you know what story I'm talking about. It's a story about a Paralympic athlete that you met and you found out about. Tell that story, if you don't mind. I know you seem like you're sick, but you won't complain about it because you don't want to get a rock to the head.
That's right. I don't complain, Jimmy.
That's right.
I should have a rock in my throat, and I'm not going to say I had read this article in the Times about this Paralympian who was in Southern California, and he didn't have a place to train. And I had just moved into a house where I built this 25-meter lap pool, which is odd because I hated being on the swim team when I was a kid and would do anything to not go swimming. And then to kind of torture myself as an adult, I built myself a lap pool. And I'm the only one that uses it, really. And I just said to my manager to reach out to this guy and let him know that I've got a pool if he wants to train. So she did. And when she contacted him, he said, "Oh, I know David. I know David. I met him at the Malibu Triathlon in the late 1990s." And I thought back and I remembered that when I'd finished my first triathlon in Malibu, which is kind of a short one, as you can imagine, the Malibu Triathlon, it ends with brunch, right? It's not a triathlon. But I was proud of myself. I was kind of walking around, I finished a triathlon. I'm an actor and I finished a triathlon. And this kid walked up to me with blades, for legs, a little 12-year-old kid. And he looks at me and he goes, "You want my autograph?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." He goes, "You want a picture with me?" I was like, "Yeah, come on, bring it on." And so we did it.
And that's
it turns out, 20 years later, that it's the same guy that I saw in the paper. I didn't recognize him because he's a man now, but we met way back when he was 12, and now he's swimming in my pool.
Has he qualified now for the U.S. Paralympic team?
I don't know if he will. He's older now. He's 31. He's been in 3 Olympics. He's got lots of medals. He's got gold, silver, bronze, everything. He's quite an accomplished Olympian. And because of the COVID delay in the Olympics, he decided not to retire. So he's trying to make the team.
Wow. Will you go see him?
If he invites me. If Rudy invites me, I will go.
I would hope he would invite you. He's been in your pool for a year. Wouldn't that be funny if he doesn't invite you or mention you, ever?
Like David who?
When we come back, we'll see a clip from the Kraft legacy. David Duchovny is with us. We'll be right back.
Hello. Hey.
Hey.
So you made it in one piece.
Yeah, it's... Oh, God.
Is that another piece of you I see right here? Hi, Lily. Finally got you here. It's nice to see you again. Last time was on your turf, though, so now it's my home court advantage.
That's David Duchovny in the Kraft legacy with a stepfather-in-law and a snake there. Tell us a little about the movie without... it's funny, was we went through the movie looking to pick a clip, and almost every clip ruins the movie. So tell us what you can without ruining it, David.
Well, I feel like that sweater is pretty scary, don't you?
Did you keep that?
Well, I can tell you it's a reimagining of the original Kraft from the 90s, and it's these 4 young witches in high school, and I am a new figure in their lives, and I guess I'm a stepfather figure, and I have my own agenda, let's say, and that's about all I can say.
That's all I can say. But one of the witches is played by Gideon Adlon, daughter of Pamela Adlon, who was your co-star in Californication, which is a very, very dirty show. And she's now in the movie with you.
That's funny, though.
Would she come to the set of that show when she was little?
Gideon, yeah. I knew Gideon when she was just a tiny little girl, and Pam is a great friend, and Pam would have Gideon call me Auntie Dee Dee.
Why?
Well, because my name is Dave Duchovny, Dee, and Auntie. I don't know why Auntie. I never remember that. Next time you have Pam on, you should ask her why I'm Auntie Dee. But I liked it.
Feeling the answer is because it's funny is probably what the answer is.
Exactly.
So does she still call you Auntie Dee?
She does. On set, she would every time, she'd see me in the morning, she'd Auntie Dee.
That's weird.
It's funny because Gary Shandling, our great friend, he wanted my kids to call him Aunt Gary. So it was kind of a thing in my life. But, so my kids called Gary Aunt Gary.
Aunt Gary is the best. There's no better name than Aunt Gary. That's as good as it gets. Hey, David, I know last time you were here, we were talking about The Bachelor, I think. Have you been watching The Bachelorette? Because
watched a couple.
Big things are happening. Very big things.
Yeah, I saw that. I guess it's working fast this year, huh? It's like a sped up version of it.
Yes, I think our attention span is getting shorter or something. But yeah, so you're aware of what happened with Claire. She found love and then she left.
Yeah, I'm aware. What do you think of that, Jimmy? How do you feel?
Well, on one hand, it's the only maybe honest reaction we've ever had on the show. I mean, it doesn't make sense if you know which guy you like to go through and, mow your way through all the rest of the guys. But on the other hand, we got a show to do.
Yeah. I wish I could tell you. Maybe you need a reality TV star to figure this out, and I think I know one is going to become available pretty soon.
76 days. One more thing I wanted to ask, because I've been obsessed with, I love the X-Files and you on it. Do people now, when there's a story like we've seen recently over the last year that's barely even made a blip, that the government acknowledges that there are objects out there that they cannot identify, are you informed of this? Is there any official connection to you? And how do you react to this stuff?
Oh, like, is there a hotline?
Yes, a hotline, yes.
No, there's not a hotline.
There's not a hotline?
I keep myself out of it on purpose. So what'll happen is, if I'm walking down the street in New York and there's, those video guys, and they'll fall in line with me as I'm walking, and they'll say, hey, what do you think about, that UFO thing, that alien thing? And I honestly, I do not know, Jimmy. So it's a conversation I have with them. I'll go, well, tell me about it. And
well, I hope that President Biden has the good sense to put you on some kind of a commission, or at least give you a tip before this sort of thing hits the media.
Yeah, well, I know how to talk to those people.
Okay, all right. We'll get it all figured out. Thanks, Dave. Dave Duchovny, everybody. The Craft Legacy is on demand now. We'll be back with our new Bachelorette, Tayshia. Congratulations on making it to the end of a YouTube video. Why not celebrate by clicking the subscribe button? You earned it.